The ABC studios in Midtown Manhattan thrummed with the electric anticipation of a balmy September morning in 2025, sunlight streaming through the high windows to gild the iconic round table of The View, where the set's vibrant blues and golds shimmered under the Klieg lights like a stage set for showdowns. Joy Behar, the quick-witted firebrand in a bold scarlet blouse that matched her unyielding spark, anchored the panel with her signature blend of sass and scrutiny, flanked by Whoopi Goldberg, regal in emerald silk with her commanding gaze, Sunny Hostin, sharp in tailored navy exuding legal poise, and Alyssa Farah Griffin, poised in soft peach with her diplomatic edge. The live audience, an eclectic mix of Broadway tourists, empowered moms, and media mavens clutching lattes and fan signs, buzzed as the theme music pulsed, the air scented with fresh citrus from the green room and the faint hum of excitement. Today's powerhouse pairing promised fireworks. Angelina Jolie, the 50-year-old humanitarian icon with her ethereal beauty framed by loose waves and a flowing white linen blouse that whispered of far-flung fields, sat as a guest promoting her latest directorial venture, Refugee Requiem, a poignant docuseries on displaced women's resilience already Oscar-whispered for its raw refugee narratives. Beside her, Meghan Markle, the 44-year-old Duchess of Sussex, radiant in a chic camel wrap dress that evoked Montecito minimalism, her caramel locks in a sleek chignon, a subtle sapphire brooch, Diana's echo, pinned at her collar, there to tout Archewell's new global maternal health fund, Cradle Voices, tying into her own tales of motherhood under media microscopes. The applause thundered as they settled into adjacent guest chairs, the cameras capturing their initial air-kiss exchange, old acquaintances from UN galas where advocacy overlapped with activism, Whoopi kicking off with effusive praise. Angie, your film's a gut punch, Meghan, your fun's a lifeline, two powerhouses on women's worlds. Spill, how do you navigate the noise when your voice is for the voiceless? Jolie leaned in first, her voice a husky timbre of quiet fire, recounting a Syrian mother's unyielding spirit amid camps, her eyes distant with the weight of witnessed wars, drawing nods and soft amens from the crowd. Meghan followed seamlessly, her tone melodic with measured empathy, sharing a Cradle Voices grant story from a Kenyan clinic where a young mum's plea mirrored her own prenatal pressures, her quip about Archie's tiny activist demands eliciting warm chuckles that rippled like applause. But as the dialogue deepened into the double-edged sword of celebrity advocacy, Joy, sensing the synergy's subtle simmer, tossed the first spark with a grin. Ladies, you're both icons turning spotlights on shadows, Angie's with refugees, Meghan's with royals. But ever feel the glare dims the good? Like Angie's UN halo versus Meghan's, well, Sussex shade. The line landed light as a lob, the audience tittering, but Jolie's faint smile tightened, Meghan's brooch twisting in her fingers as she parried politely. Joy, shades the system's shadow, we amplify to eclipse it. The energy held harmonious at first, Alyssa interjecting on shared sisterhood, but Sunny's probing glance lingered, the air subtly thickening with the undercurrent of unspoken rivalries, Jolie's globe-trotting gravitas versus Meghan's palace-purged poise, producers in the booth eyeing the spiking social metrics. This wasn't just daytime discourse, it was a delicately balanced beam where Jolie's worldly wisdom met Markle's meticulous metal, the initial accord intimating the acrimony that would arc the episode into explosive eternity. As the Hot Topics hourglass hinted at halftime, The View set's sisterly synergy began to strain under the subtle stretch of sharper scrutiny, Joy Behar leaning back with her water glass twirling like a truth serum stirrer, her scarlet sleeves a slash of unapologetic audacity, while Angelina Jolie and Meghan Markle maintained their poised perches, the white and camel fabrics a study in serene contrasts amid the mounting murmur. Alyssa Farah Griffin bridged with a nod to their collaborative potential. Angie, Meghan, imagine a joint refugee maternal health summit. What's the one barrier you'd blast first? Jolie responded with her signature gravitas, voice low and laced with the lace of lived losses, detailing bureaucratic borders that severed mothers from medicine in war zones, her words weaving a tapestry of tangible terror that hushed the house, drawing solemn claps and a misty-eyed, powerful, from Sarah. Meghan echoed seamlessly, her inflection infused with intimate insight, recounting Archewell's fight against invisible walls, like media myths that maligned mixed heritage families, her anecdote about Lilibet's boundary-breaking bedtime stories, softening the crowd into sympathetic smiles. But Sunny Hostin, her legal lens locking on latent layers, slid a tablet across the table, its glow unveiling X threads threading Jolie's authentic activism against Meghan's curated causes, barriers, brilliant, but let's breach the personal. Angie's hauled UN cred for decades, boots in the dirt from Bosnia to Brad's breakups. Meghan, your Cradle Voices cradles close to spares spills, royal rifts, racial reckonings. Fans hail the heart, but whispers wonder, is it unfiltered fire, or filtered for the Forbes list? The breach broke bold, the gallery gasping in a gradient of glee and gripes, Whoopi's eyebrow arching like an arbiter's arc as Jolie's fingers stilled on her knee, Meghan's brooch catching a glint of guarded gleam, filtered. Sunny, the filter was forced, palace protocols papering over my pregnancy paranoia, press pursuits paralleling Angie's own privacy plights. Cradle voices carries the cradled cries, not the curated. Jolie's head tilted, her hazel eyes holding a flicker of something unreadable, perhaps recognition, perhaps reserve, as Joy piled on with a puckish pout. Cries, sure, but Angie's cries echo in Congo camps, yours in California compounds. Ever think the Duchess drama dilutes the depth, or is Spares spice the secret sauce? The spice stung, the audience fracturing into factions, activist allies applauding Jolie's quiet quake, Sussex supporters shifting with subtle solidarity, alone, real talk. Slicing the suspense as Meghan's cheeks warmed, her retort rising resolute, dilutes. You dilute the dialogue, Joy, dismissing despair as drama when it's the same systemic snare that snared Angie in her activist ascent. I've bartered my burdens for broader bridges, you bridge to barbs. The barbs barbed back, Alyssa attempting an amen to that, adrift in the drift, Sunny surging with stats on celebrity skepticism, but Jolie's interjection cut clean, her tone a thunderclap wrapped in tranquility. Bridges, Meghan, I've burned a few building them, from UN halls to Hollywood hells. But Spares blueprint, it blueprints blame before bomb. My work whispers from the wounded, yours, well, does it whisper, or wail? The wail waited, gasps gilding the gallery as X ignited in the control room with hashtag Jolie vs Meghan murmurs from masked mobiles, memes of Sunny's tablet as truth torch, torching Meghan's brooches, Duchess dimmer. The rift wasn't refined, it was a rupture of Jolie's jagged journeys jarring Meghan's jeweled justice, every utterance an undercurrent cresting toward the cataclysm that would catapult the confab into cultural catnip. The table's tinderbox torched in a tempest of truths, the ABC clock. Crowning 10:58 a.m. as Angelina Jolie ascended with an air of ancient authority, her white linen whispering like a witness to wars, voice vaulting velvet to verity, wail. Perhaps, but wails without the walk-through wound wider. I've waded war zone sands the world's watch, your wounds wave from wellness webinars. The views for voices that venture, not vendetta veiled as valor. You're done here, no more Duchess decibels drowning the displaced. Meghan materialized her mantle, mounting with MIDI momentum, mic unmasked with a misty manifesto, done. Your ventures veiled in vogue, venerating the victor while vilifying the vulnerable. Viewers, venture voices that validate, not vanquish. The gallery geysered into gale force glee and grief, a whirlwind of, Angie's right. And, Meghan, stay strong, gizmos a gauntlet of grabbed glares as she glided toward the glow's gulf, strides a stanza of sovereignty, her sapphire stare scorching the sphere, the view. More vipers veil, good morning, glean grace, not grudge. Joy, jubilant in the jihad, joined the jibe, grudge. Guards, guide her out, the view's no vault for vain vendettas, we've valor without the vapor. The guardrail galvanized gatekeepers from the gloom, the din detonating in decibels of devotion and disdain, whoopies, ladies, let's, lacerated in the laceration as Sunny's soothing surrendered to sudsy segments on serums and sunsets. Upheaval unfurled unbound. X upended with hashtag Jolie destroys Meghan hurtling to heavenly heights, hijacked highlights harvesting hectadons by high noon, memes of Jolie's linen as, legacy lashing Meghan's micas, Duchess dirge, deluging dashboards. ABC's avenues ached under affront armies, Archwell's auras ascending in alliance avalanches, Meghan's midday mosaic, a misty Montecito murmur, captioned, whispers withstand, winning worlds. Jolie, jewel in the jeopardy, in tone to the interlude, views vary, visionaries, truths the trek, her 10 exhale, at Meghan Markle collaborate. No hard horizons, heralding heresy hives from humanitarian harmonies to ducal devotees. Tabloids from People to Page 6 pulverized the pandemonium, Duchess dismantled, Jolie's justice jab, dissecting the destruction, in kinetic keyframes, Harry's horizon hymn a hushed, my unyielding, palace prattle preening at, Sussex sunsets. Yet yonder the yowl, a yearning yarn yielded. This wasn't network nonsense but a nexus of newswoman's nudge on nobility's narrative, Jolie's jagged journeys jarring Meghan's jeweled justice in a jihad of media motifs, motive masked by melee, metal mauled for metrics. Sponsors like Serenity Solutions spiked, the view's vigor vaulting, but the twinge throbbed, a throbbing thesis on talk's tangle, destruction not the decimation but the decibel's disdain. As Manhattan's mist mingled with midday, the melee minted a missive, in the circle of candid cleavages, destructions dazzle the destroyed, Meghan's majestic modulation a manifesto over mauling, mustering a media-mad multitude to muse mercy over the merciless maw of mockery in the menagerie of modern media myths.